everybody, and welcome to another episode of Hop Takes here on Milwaukee Beer Review. As always, I'm Josh.
I'm Ross.
And we've got kind of a fun little episode tonight. So we're going to try to do a few more episodes in this vein. Maybe we'll get a little fancier with them as we move forward, but we want to kind of try out a little bit of a different format for this episode. So we don't have a specific beer that we're reviewing tonight, but we have a little game we want to play called Ultimate Tap List. And basically, Ross came up with this idea. We're each going to pick 8 beers that we would want on tap in our own tap room. Maybe it's our ultimate tap room of beers to have on hand. And there's a couple of unique rules to this game that will make it a little bit fun as well, Ross. So you want to talk a little bit about what those rules are and how we're going to play this game?
Yeah, so we're going to do rock, paper, scissors to see who goes first when we're done here. The idea is we have 8 beers we have to pick to fill out our tap list. Now, the idea necessarily kind of Josh mentioned is we want, obviously, it's beers we enjoy, but if we have people over, it's beers that we enjoy. We want to make sure we have like a well-rounded tap list to kind of meet the needs of the people that we would want to hang out with or have come over. But the one caveat here is we can't double up on the brewery ourselves. So if I pick a New Glarus beer, I can only have one New Glarus beer on my list. And the other rule is if Josh picks a beer, if Josh takes Spotted Cow, I can't have Spotted Cow on my list then. So that way we can't double up. So we should have, in theory, 16 unique beers on this when we're done to fill out our tap list.
Yes, and I love the concept.
Paper, scissors?
Yes, and I love the concept of not being able to duplicate breweries within your own tap list because it makes it very, very fun. So, yes, rock, paper, scissors. So, Ross, here we go. 3, 2, 1, shoot!
Wait, I can't see your hand.
This is hard. Yeah, sorry. 3, 2, 1, shoot!
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, okay.
All right, whatever.
You go first, whatever. I don't know how we were going to do that, but you can go first.
All right. My first pick, and this is a new one, but we recently had it. I think it is the perfect beer for anyone. Anyone can drink it, craft beer lovers, non-craft beer lovers. I am going with Three Sheeps Wisconsinitis.
Nice.
I think that's such a crushable beer. I think it's a perfect beer for any time of year. It's a cream ale for those that don't know. We just did it in March Madness. I keep buying it now. It's just such a perfect drinkable beer, especially now with the summer months, grilling, smoking food. It's going to be really good. So.
You had to clarify there. Yeah, no, definitely. That was a really good cream ale. Light, like you said, the weather's getting warmer. That's a good one to have on tap, and I think accessible for a lot of people. So that makes a ton of sense. So my first one, and I think it's funny what you said right as we started. So I'm going with a wheat beer, and I'm going with Spotted Cow from New Glarus. I am going with Spotted Cow, and mostly because I do think it's a good beer. I will be honest, I think it's a little bit overhyped in how incredible people feel that it is, especially those out-of-staters that buy it in bulk. But I do get it. It is a very good farmhouse ale, wheat-style ale, and it's great for the summer months, and a lot of people like to drink it. I think it's a great one to have on hand. I'm not going to put a Coors Light or a Miller Light or an American-style light lager on tap, so I think that's a good easy drinking, accessible one for people to come by. New Glarus always wins with that.
I like that. It's a good beer. I don't care what anyone says. It's a good beer. It is overrated. Doesn't mean it's a bad beer.
Exactly.
All right. I'm sticking with the crowd pleasing. I think a lot of people enjoy it beers. I'm going with Lakefront River Westine.
Okay.
I think to me, when I think of those staple craft beers you see any bar, whether it's a craft beer bar or not, I think the two that I always tend to see in this area are Spotted Cow and River Westine. I think River Westine, it's a nice amber, a little dark, a little hoppiness. I think it's good for everyone.
So for me, up next, I've got that wheat beer. I feel like I need to get something hoppy on tap. So the next beer I'm going to choose is an IPA, and I'm going with Third Space's Happy Place as a standard IPA to have on tap in my tap room. Just a very straightforward baseline IPA, easy drinker. You can find it at Miller Park / AmFam Field, Fiserv Forum, all over southeastern Wisconsin, and it is just a really good sipper. A nice little hoppy IPA, but nothing too crazy. So it's one of my go-tos.
That's a good pick. I'm actually sticking in the IPA world, and I'm kind of thinking the same vein that you are right now. What's kind of an IPA that I think anyone can enjoy? I'm going with Milwaukee Brewing Company's MKE IPA. Another one you can find, or at least you used to be able to find at AmFam. I'm not sure if it's still there. It's just enough bitterness, a little bit of citra hop to get that little fruitiness going and everything. I think just a very drinkable, universal IPA that anyone can enjoy. So,
okay. That is a good beer, and love that Eagle Park has brought them back and is still producing that beer, and it's still really, really good. I thought about putting that one on my list too. So
I'm excited for their tap room since we're talking Milwaukee Brewing Company. I'm excited for that. Not too far from my house. Can't wait for that to be open.
Should be super fun. All right, so I'm going to stay in the IPA category this time, but I'm going with a little bit of a different twist on an IPA. So with this one, I'm going with Eagle Park's Bottoms Up Milkshake IPA. Eagle Park makes fantastic milkshake IPAs. There's a few great breweries that I think do them really well in the state, but if I'm reaching for that creamier, vanilla forward milkshake style IPA, I'm going with Eagle Park, and I think their Bottoms Up is just phenomenal. They make it every year, and it's usually really, really good. So I'm going Bottoms Up milkshake IPA from Eagle Park.
I like that pick. Similarly, I'm sticking IPAs. I don't like the fact that 25% of my tap list is IPAs, but as a man of the people, I know what they like. But I'm going to be selfish with this one. I'm actually going to, I think, one of my favorite IPAs in this area, Black Husky Spruce. It is a bitter IPA. It's very piney. That is probably my favorite IPA, though. It's maybe not a, I'm going to have 3 or 4 of these because it can get really, really bitter. It's a really good sipper. It's a nice filling beer. So that's what I'm picking next.
We got to get back out there and grab some more stuff from them and do it on the channel, because we did them way early on the channel, and we haven't done anything really. Well, we've had them in a few of our little tournament style videos, but we got to get some other stuff.
And is it Corey or? I know it's Tim. I don't remember. Very nice people. I remember we met them very early on when we started this. They were very nice to us. Good to chat with them and everything. So.
Yep. So next on my tap list, because I know the people, I'm going to stray away from the IPAs a little bit, and not a beer for me per se, but one that I truly appreciate. I'm going to add a sour to my tap list, and I am going with Alphabetical Order from Company. Still one of the better IPAs that I can recall having. It's one of those year-round, you can find it all year type beers. He had that on his list. I had to make sure I got it in real quick. I had a feeling it was coming. Won our very first year in the March Madness tournament brackets that we do. And it's just solid. It's really, really freaking good. And the standard sour ale for this area. So,
all right. Well, that threw me off a bit because I don't have any other sours on mine. So I'll have to come back to that. So I'm just going to go completely somewhere different. We love our dark beers. I gotta get some dark beers on there. So I'm trying to find something that is dark that we enjoy, but it's also something that a lot of people might like. So I'm going with Central Waters Mud Puppy Porter. I love that porter. It's probably my favorite just drinkable porter, classic porter out there. Again, another one you find all over the place. I think it's a very well-liked, well-respected porter. Honestly, you don't see a ton of porters out there, and I think this is a nice kind of between of people who don't really like the stouts and kind of want something a little bit somewhat lighter. I think this is a good one. So
that's awesome. I'm gonna stick in the porter category too for my next beer. So probably mentioned this on the channel multiple times, but probably one of my favorite porters in the area is from City Lights Brewing Company. It is their coconut porter. One of the better porters in the area. They do the coconut in that porter so well. It's the perfect combination of that smoky porter characteristic plus the sweetness of the coconut. It's just a very, very well done beer, and something that I would want to have on tap for somebody who's looking for something more in that vein.
I like that pick. So again, man, the people. I know what they like.
People's
And
champ.
not everyone likes beer. So we need maybe something out there that isn't beer, but you can find it tapped out there. So I am taking Perspective's old-fashioned seltzer. I know it's a little cheating there. I don't care. But it's such a good seltzer. And it's always on tap, so I'm counting it. And for those who don't like beer, it's a good seltzer. It's a mock. It tastes just like, in my opinion, it tastes very close to an old fashioned. Got a little orange spritz they put in there, a little bit of bitters in there. I think they do a really good job. And I think if I'm building a well-rounded tap list, I want that one option out there for those that don't want beer that night, and that's a good one for me.
I know Molly and Jenny like those.
Mm-hmm.
Did the review on the channel not too long ago. Those are good. So I'm gonna flip back from the porter, go a little bit lighter, but still in the darker-ish beer categories. I'm going with an amber ale, and a year-round one from a local brewery here in Mequon, Foxtown Brewing Company. I'm going with their Brick Oven Amber. It is their standard year-round amber ale, just a really well-done amber, nice and malty, just that perfect kind of fall, late summer type beer, in my opinion, but something you could drink year-round as well. Just a really, really tasty amber ale from Foxtown. Have one of those on tap.
I like that pick. So going out of the state. And this one's probably I don't care, I want to drink this one on tap, and it's probably not something that most people will want to drink most nights, but I'm going with Revolution Straight Jacket because I love that barley wine. I like barley wines. I think it's one of my favorite beers out there. I just had one last week, and I just forget how good they are. Such a good beer, and if I'm making a tap list, I want that on there, so I'm going with that.
Yep. I can't fault you for that at all. That's a great choice. So I've got 2 beers left. You've got 1, right? To finish this out? Okay. So my 7th beer, I'm going to go out of state right back to back with you. I'm going to go out of country. And no, it is not Guinness, which is what you think I'm going to say, and it is not that. I'm actually going with Weinstefaner out of Germany. I'm going with their Hefeweizen. It is the best Hefeweizen I've ever had. It is phenomenal. It's even better over there because it's fresh. But just a phenomenal beer. And for something that I think people will gravitate towards is something that's easier to drink, that banana, that clove flavor with the Hefeweizen. And just a really well done one out of Germany. Just a fantastic beer that I have to have on tap if I'm going to have 8 of these sitting around. So
I like that. All right, so my last one. I was going back and forth. I had a lot of different choices I was kind of thinking here. Trying to think of something crushable. Trying to think of something a lot of people can enjoy any time of the year. So I'm going to go with New Glarus Kid Kolsch. It's really good Kolsch. And I would say this. I would say Kolsch is a style, I think, in the last year or two, I find myself more and more enjoying and gravitating towards more. And that's the best I've had of them. So I think it's something where if you like that style or you just like lighter beers, it's a perfect beer for you.
interesting. Man, I am so surprised now that you've finished out 8 that there was no Tyranina. I figured there was going to be Rocky's Revenge in there somewhere. And when you went New Glarus, I thought you were going Fat Squirrel. That's where I thought you were going.
I was thinking Fat Squirrel, but when I already had River West on there and some other darker beers, I'm like, okay, I need something light.
That makes sense.
You took my sour. So
yeah, that's fair. Okay. Well, my last one, obviously we drink barrel-aged beers all the time on this channel. It's what we drink. I've got to have one on tap. If I've got a tap open, I got to finish it out with a tap of a barrel-aged stout. And I mean, where am I going, folks? I'm going Three Sheeps. I'm going with the Wolf. It's got to be there. I knew I could wait till the end because you used Three Sheeps right off the bat. But I'm going Three Sheeps, the Wolf. I'm going to have that barrel-aged stout on tap. Even if I'm the only one drinking it, I don't care. It's there for me, and you can enjoy it if you choose. But it is a damn good barrel-aged stout. I'm surprised I didn't get Central Waters into my list anywhere. Did they make either? Oh, they did. They did.
Yeah, I got them on my puppy pour, but yeah, I'm looking at mine. Like I think you said third space. I'm surprised I didn't get third space in mine. I'm surprised I didn't get Eagle Park into mine. One of those things, like I had this whole list and a whole scribble scratch and everything, and you try to make it well rounded, and you just kind of forget about certain styles and certain beers.
There's so many great options that as we were going through this, I was thinking of more. But I think both of us put together some pretty quality tap lists, different styles, different types of beer, fitting different palates and different tastes. So, what we might have to do now is we might have to do a follow-up episode where we just review all of the ones that would be on our tap list. That could be fun.
Sounds good. Let's do it.
On a Tuesday night, 16 beers. Let's go. Or we could just throw all of those into the March Madness bracket for next year for our 16 beers.
Ooh. Not bad.
That would actually be kind of fun, to be fair.
I mean, I think I know what the finals probably looks like.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah. Is it Straight Jacket or is it Three Sheeps Wolf? Yeah. Well, it depends on who's voting too. But hey, this was fun. A little bit of a different feel for the channel. I think we're going to do some more fun stuff like this, maybe in a different format. But we started here. Let us know what you think. Was this fun? Did you pay attention? Did you enjoy this? Maybe you picked out a beer out of this list, or you're like, oh, I forgot about that beer, or hey, I haven't tried that. Maybe I'm going to go give that a shot. Let us know in the comments what you think, or if you've tried any of these. Do you have a favorite 8? Let us know what your tap list would be in the comments.
Or let us know whose tap list is better.
Whose tap list is better, and it was clearly mine. It's clearly mine. So, but thank you for watching. Check us out on the rest of our social media channels. We are on Untappd. We are on Facebook. We are on Instagram. We are pseudo on TikTok. We are also here on YouTube. That is where you can find us. So like, comment, and subscribe, and we will see all of you in the very next episode.
Thanks, everyone.
Bye-bye.